Hello, everybody. This is Master Qui-Gon's Arcade. I know I just got done doing some two streams, double feature for Republic Commandos, but rest assured I'll continue to finish up the rest of that campaign for tomorrow morning. And then after that, eventually we'll get started for the Kashyyyk battles. But first, I wanted to share really quick on some of the movies and shows that I own with Star Wars related. Sorry if my hair is a little sticking up. I haven't got a chance to comb my hair. Yeah, so let's get started. So first up, we got Solo: A Star Wars Story. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Eden Elmerich did all right, but personally, he isn't the Han Solo that I kind of wished for. Kind of wished Harrison Ford, but obviously Harrison and his Star Wars issues. But overall, I thought it was an enjoyable film. Next up is Rogue One. Rogue One is a really good movie that topped $1 billion in 2016. For people who are fans of Andor, people who are not fans of Andor, I mean, you don't really necessarily need to get into watching Andor in order to understand Rogue One. Rogue One, you can watch it on your own, and it's good for what it is. But like Andor in season 1 and 2, it's good to kind of open up more on the character development side. So, take your pick. Next up is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie. I know this movie got a lot of hate, but this was actually the first animated Star Wars film I saw back in 2008. Yes, I'm old. But I actually thought it was enjoyable, and then the Clone Wars series came in, and yeah, we were rocking and rolling. Here's for some people that like a little comedy. Family Guy, Blue Harvest. Blue Harvest. Family Guy was pretty funny at the time during, when at its peak. Coming with something dark side. I thought that was even funnier, especially, Yoda in here. And last but not least, It's a Trap. So, yeah, these movies were pretty funny. Family Guy used to be a thing back in the day where it was actually funny. Nowadays, it really isn't. Droid Tales, I actually personally like this one. It's kind of like the short version of episodes 1 through 6. With a little bit of side quest in between, looking for R2-D2 and Admiral Akbar looking for a starfighter. And then we get into the 2011 Blu-ray editions, the prequels and the original trilogy. They are a little damaged in the front because I own these for a long time now. And obviously I watched them over and over and over again. And these are the ones I prefer having than not to having the re-released ones that Disney came out with, because I didn't care for the McClunky part in episode 4, but the rest were fine. I don't know, that's kind of a bit of a distraction for me. Other than that, I cherish this with my life. Lee Hood. And then we get back into the game right here. Freemaker Adventure Season 1 and 2. I actually thought these were pretty good series, I love the guy who voices Emperor Palpatine. He's kind of like the kid version of Seth MacFarlane from Robot Chicken. So, and the guy who plays Gardella the Hutt, I believe, he's the one that played in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, for people who may or may not know. Next up, obviously, Robot Chicken Star Wars. This is probably the only one right here that's the shortest. That's about 22 minutes long. While Robot Chicken Star Wars 2, I believe, is like 43 minutes. I don't know, about an hour-ish. So, a little bit longer than the first one. And then Robot Chicken Star Wars 3, which is basically shorter than the second one, but is a little bit longer than the first one. But if you guys want to have some laughs, Robot Chicken 1, 2, and 3 is your game. Next up, Star Wars Rebels. I have seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, this is actually a pretty good series. I did have a hard time getting into it the first season, or at least the first half of the first season, because the animation was weird. But then I got to figure out that the artwork that they did was based off of Ralph McQuarrie, who did the original concept arts for the original Star Wars before it was mainly, George Lucas did some alterations to it. So then I started to grow to love it. So had fun with it. Now this one I'm going to have a little bit of flack with, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now obviously there is some hit and misses with this series, and some people are turned on, turned off with it. But when it comes to the 4K Steelbook editions, I just could not back down with it, especially when it comes with the artwork. There's actually 3 pieces of artwork for the series. And I don't know. Besides the Reva part, I thought certain areas were fine. I think just not me, but certain people can be very nitpicky on it. Next up is Ahsoka. I thought this was a pretty good series. Again, certain people got nitpicky about it, especially the zombies at the end of the series, which I liked because it reminded me of Death Troopers, except for it's more PG. Another Steelbook edition comes with 3 different pieces of artwork. My only gripe about this series was, at least in general, was a stab in the stomach, in her surviving, and then on top of her acting like a bratty teenager. What did not help, and in her getting into mischief, she would do anything to get into Ezra's way, yada yada yada, or she would do anything to get Ezra into to have Ezra back, even if Thrawn succeeds, which was dumb. Mandalorian was season 1 and season 2, 4K Steelbook editions. They each also do come with artwork. So I couldn't back down. Obviously, I wanted to get season 3, even though it had some minor issues, but you know, it is what it is. Just because I wanted to collect it. Padawan Menace, Empire Strikes Out, and the Yoda Chronicles were all under under Lucasfilm when Lucas was still around. I thought these were pretty funny and goofy. I know they were halfway through before they canceled it because, you know, acquisitions and all. Which brings into the new Yoda Chronicles, which is a continuation. So they finished it up under Disney, obviously, which was, you know, turned out pretty good. I liked it. It's fun. And then we get into the old school micro series, Clone Wars Volume 1 and 2. These things are a little beat up, but obviously I owned them right around the time they were releasing these on DVD. I remember seeing this in Cartoon Network for 5 minutes. It was kind of a letdown. You had to wait almost I think it was like, I don't know if it was every day or every once a week or something like that to watch the micro series, which was only a 5-minute segment or so. Then we get into the bad parts. Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Now, for some people that like it, more power to you. The people who don't like it, I actually kind of bought those as soon as it came out on DVD, just so I could try to get a second chance at it. But you know how it is. But we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about it. It's been going on for far too long, and yeah. But anyways, that's just my collection of Star Wars movies. As far as I know, I do have games, but not so much. But I'll probably show you guys that at another time. But yeah, other than that, we'll continue to stream tomorrow morning. We'll finish up what we can, and then whenever we have, whenever I have time, we'll try to start the Kashyyyk campaign again. We'll try to drive through as much as possible. That's going to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to do that in parts as well, because I can't do long streams. I don't have time for that stuff unless I have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning or something before I have to go to work at like 12:30, 12:45, before I leave for work. But I'm not going to do that because, I'm going to be really super tired. But I'll do it in parts. I'll do what I can. So anyways, not trying to make this video too long. Just wanted to show you what I have. And then eventually I'll show you some of the books I've read. Actually, in fact, I got 3 books that just came in the mail today too. I got the Ahsoka book. I got Queen's Shadow and Brotherhood. And I'm still waiting for one more, which is the Maul Shadow Hunter book. But this is the more of the non-essential. This is the Legends collection, essential, not the original book that came out. And the only reason why I did that is because Sam Witwer narrates the newer re-release book, which I can't turn that down. His voice of Maul is crazy, so I can't wait to read that. I listened to a preview, and I'm like already hooked. I'm like, all right, this is going to be good. Him voicing Maul in this is going to be great. And Ashley Eckstein voicing Ahsoka in the Ahsoka book. Can't wait for that. And I can't remember her name, but the one that played Padme in the Clone Wars series, she is narrating in Queen's Shadow. And I don't know if she did Queen's Peril, but I haven't read that either. But, I'll let you guys know how the book is, and then, eventually maybe I'll share the books out and maybe the games, whatever Star Wars games I have. Like I said, I'm rebuying some of them, as you see in my post with Revenge of the Sith and Obi-Wan. I had Obi-Wan for the Xbox a long time ago, got rid of it. Stupid me. Same with Revenge of the Sith, but except I had it on the PS2 at one point. Big mistake. I haven't played it in probably almost like 10 years, maybe more. So, I might just have my fun or, free time, play on the Xbox and have some fun. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Got to get stuff ready to go for work. But I want to let you all know, may the Force be with you.